razor buzz ends on here. We got like 3 different trips. We got regular, extra strip, and professional. Then we come back when it got a little liner spray, like the Barbercon with a little shade. Style. The ooh la la's happen with the strawberry ice cream. So when I look at her, I start thinking, I might change how much strawberry ice cream my serve with client. I might pull some of that strawberry ice cream back and say, you know what? Let's give it a drop fade, so I'm giving you more strawberry ice cream. Or I'm gonna take it up to a higher and tighter fade and give you more vanilla to go with that chocolate.
I love it. It's making me hungry listening to you talk like this.
I can get greedy up here, boy. They don't think there's 2 wrong people up here, dog. I promise you.
I'm going to share with you one of the things that I'm looking for to make sure my haircut is pristine. I already talked about the fade. We talked about the finish. The fit. Now I want to talk about some of the finishing things. I'm going to use my bespoke trimmer, which is one of my personal favorite trimmers because of the metal housing. allows for 100% of the motor energy to go to the blade. Then it allows for me to actually use it for wireless charging and then freedom from everything that I want to do. But when it comes to lining, it gives me a clean line, but I have my blade set in a way where it doesn't break the skin, but it allows me to provide a gentle amount of pressure with a button that's right here in the back that allows me to just apply a small amount of pressure to get a clean line. Now, before I approach exactly where I want to go, a lot of times I'll use my comb as my guide to determine where the hairline needs to be adjusted at, because we all know a lot of times that everybody's hairline isn't perfectly straight. We want to make sure they're straight across. If we were looking for symmetry, we want to make sure we provide twins on both sides instead of cousins. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get paid if they're like, yo, why this side a little higher than this side? They're gonna give you problems. What I like to do is I like to take my comb in my hand and hold it like this. And I like to take my comb and place it on my client's forehead. And when I look at the distance between the right corner of the client's hairline to my comb and the left corner to the comb, that helps me know whether the hairline is straight or not. So I'll look down my arm over to the comb to determine exactly where the hairline needs to be adjusted and know where my next move is gonna be at. That's one of my personal secrets that allow me to make sure that the hairline is straight. Because sometimes the distance from the chair to the mirror doesn't always give me the proper perspectives, because somebody's hair could be a little bit wider, so it doesn't necessarily give me the straightest view on it. So I like to see it from multiple different perspectives. Let me give you a thought on this one. Sometimes being too close to a situation doesn't allow you to properly see, so you need to have another perspective of going to the distance from the chair to the mirror and back to give you a broader perspective. But when you tie the two perspectives together, it's going to tell you the truth.
Okay, Kenny, I hear you, I hear you. So now I'm jumping in, and I started out with that number 2, and I ran it right up under where I figured most of that weight was living. From his previous haircut, he had a little weight right at that temple area, but right in that corner of that recession. So what I decided to do was run my 2 all the way up, but as I got to the point where that line of demarcation was, I feathered out. And when I feather out, what that allows me to do is set up more texture in that area, but also give me a slight guide for clipper over comb. Then I went in and closed my 2 up, worked that slight line underneath, went in with my 1 open, half, closed. Now I come back with my 0, which is our 1/16, same process, open, half, closed. The reason why I start out with that system is because if you're flicking properly, 9 times out of 10, you don't have to put that much work in. The way you flick will allow you to skip a lot of the processes. So for me, that's what I'm doing. I'm just establishing this haircut. I think so many barbers, Kenny, would you agree that we wanted to be so perfect in the way we set up the haircut instead of realizing it's just a gradient, right?
Yeah, absolutely right. So one thing, speaking of grading and actually how we're going to approach it, one of the things we have to look at is not just the fade going north, but also the fade going south. While John is using his custom, one of a kind, everybody needs to get, popular nobody, beat custom Clark, and his master, I'm going to use a trimmer. And the reason why I'm going to use a trimmer is instead of actually just focusing on adjusting the blades, I want to use a tool that's set to a 5-0, and I'm going to adjust my position on how I'm going to hold the tool. And that's going to allow me to position where my fade is going to be. So I'm going to be fading going south into the temple area of the beard. Now, we already faded going north, and we started with the tool closed and working our way north. Now we're going to work our way south, and I'm going to take the same tool. This trimmer is a 5-0 going against the grain, right? But when I go with the grain, that's a 4-0. Everybody see what I just did? Now when I take the same tool and lay it at a 45-degree angle, it gives me the equivalent of a 3-0. So it's going to be some small stubble up behind. Now when I take this tool and lay it at a 45-degree angle, it's going to give me an 08 blade set. So not only can you fade with the clipper, you can actually fade with the trimmer and then jump into the freehand that's going to allow me to create the shape that I want to match over on the right side into the beard. Because I want to keep the beard as full as possible, but I just want to make sure that the fade blends right into the beard.
Kenny creating magic over there. So, one thing I just did that you guys won't catch from down there. And Kenny, is it okay if I talk about tools a little bit?
Break it down, bro.
Break it down?
Break it down.
All right, so give y'all this little tool knowledge real quick. Both of these clippers look the same, Barber Love, what it is. So both of these clippers look the same, right? But the difference is the actual blades on the clippers. next one. Sound like a broken record. Sound like a broken record. Can't make this one, you can make the next one. Plenty of inspiration. Let's get it. Great show. Great event. This is what we're doing. Drip, check, cool breeze on. Yeah, right. Watch the Million, the brand, the lifestyle is coming. I guarantee you, it is coming. Sersky.